Hey, did you know that Next Step Ministries has been around for 10 years? Someone told me this the other day and I couldn't believe it. I want you to join with us as we reminisce a little bit about all the last 10 years and kind of look into the future a little bit, but just to look at God's faithfulness throughout the years. So please join us.
Wow. Oh my goodness. All I can say is God's been so faithful.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
And I think that summarizes the last 10 years.
Yes.
There's a few
100%,
times
yeah.
where we've literally almost shut down, closed the doors because the challenges seemed insurmountable.
The heaviness.
And yeah, but then you look back and you see God showed up
Yeah.
Every time.
every single time. And so there's been crisis and there's been fear and there's been situations beyond what we could ever hope to change, and yet God showed up.
My favorite part about working with Next Step Ministries is just seeing how involved God is with every single aspect of our ministry.
The people are amazing to work with. The volunteers are fantastic. I mean, just people who are ready to jump in, just onto so many things that we're doing right now with enthusiasm and energy.
Dealing with COVID, like everybody is right now, has been tough for sure. We had to shut down for a period of time and everything was on Zoom, and we all know the frustrations with Zoom. But we realized very quickly that our women were not doing well with that. Mental health and addictions and isolation don't work. And so we had to find another way, and so we did very quickly, and we were able to arrange our classroom in such a way that women could be safe, that staff could be safe, and we resumed back in the classroom. And we know that everyone is struggling with this right now, and it seems to like it's going to be with us for a while. So and it changes constantly, right?
Yeah.
So we're just being able to adapt, follow what the protocol is for today. For this hour, and keep moving forward, right? And the main thing is that we're still able to look out for the women and be able to run the programs and that sort of thing, and making sure that they're safe. And so it's been pretty tricky to be able to do that, and with the ups and downs that they normally have, and then adding this into it has been quite a challenge.
So even though COVID's been really difficult, especially psychologically, we've just found huge opportunities to actually apply for grants, and it's allowed us to hire on a trauma-informed counselor who's there 24/7 for the women. And we've seen different opportunities where we've been able to get more staff to do more outreach, because the women that are still out there, they're feeling the same thing. And we've seen different grants that have allowed us now to look and say, well, maybe some of our other dreams can come true, because we're still seeing a lot of other things that need to happen. We've all been trained a lot more in trauma. We've taken the Genesis process, which is a whole curriculum to help people walk through both addiction and trauma, as well as put their things onto God. And so through it, I would say that every time a situation like this comes, it's when God does his best work, and his faithfulness just comes through so strong. And we've all felt like, wow, we're in a weird time right now, but life is good and God is good, and we're just so thankful.
I love that Next Steps is a place of safety and a place of freedom, and that the whole mission and goal is always focused on how we can serve people best and how people can really just bring what they are and who they are, and that's enough, that there's no striving in that, and that every woman has a place and a voice.
I just love the team environment, honestly, like to do what you love for the Lord and actually be supported while you're in there working with a team. It's incredible, because when you go into some of the darkest areas in the city, it's nice to know you have a family to back you up who loves the Lord and loves you and wants to see you succeed, as well as to see these ladies exit.
At Next Step Ministries, we offer wraparound care for the women we serve. And so we have 4 programs that work together for each person that we care for. And so usually it starts out with outreach. So in our outreach program, our focus is really relationship building and meeting her where she's at. So everything we do is to offer practical supports, build relationships, a very much a harm reduction approach. And again, everything that we do, all 4 of our programs are really well seasoned through a trauma-informed lens.
Yeah.
When a woman chooses to exit, if that's what her choice is and we have the space, she'll move into one of our houses. So in our houses, it's a home-like environment.
Yeah.
And again, you get to learn some of these home skills,
Yeah.
cooking what's in the fridge,
Yeah.
and being a part of community, and raking leaves and shoveling snow, and just being a part of that house. So while they're in our housing, they attend day program full time with you, Jackie.
Yeah, and day program, so we have a trauma-informed lens once again with that. We're Brain Story certified, and we try to help the women understand where they're at, how they got there. Not so much dealing with the trauma in the classroom, that gets done with the counselor, but more about, okay, so this is what's happened, now what do I do about it? How do I live the rest of my life, right? And so it's quite complicated, and you get a bunch of girls in the same classroom that have all different needs. Some are the same, some are different, and now we're going to have a conversation about, family of origin and codependence and relationships and all those sorts of things. And so it can be pretty difficult. The cool thing is, though, we get to give a little bit of hope into the situation. Absolutely. And we're able to share from our lives too. So it's not just about them kind of, spilling how, they've grown up and that sort of thing, but we get to be able to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've experienced as well. And there's that relatability, there's that community, and that's what we're constantly trying to form is community every single time. It's in the outreach, it's in the housing, it's in the day program. And then next is follow care. So once they're able to graduate from the program and be able to move on and move into their own housing, and maybe some of them are getting their kids back, some of them are going back to school. It's a great way to then prove to them how community works, because they're now out of our housing, they're on their own, and it can be really scary.
It is.
And a lot of them have actually never done that. They've never been on their own, and always had to depend on someone else. And so it's a very key part of our program.
Something I really love about Next Step Ministries is the impact that we get to make daily with the women. I'm really thankful that the staff is not afraid of change, and because of that, we get to help empower the women in the program to make the change for themselves.
I love the amount of support the team has for each other. I love that everyone has each other's back, that everything is centered on God and how He provides, and just the trust that we can have and the faith that He is walking alongside us as we journey alongside these women.
So we're constantly trying to address needs as they come up. And one need that we've seen quite glaring is for the women to have opportunity to build marketable job skills as they move out. And so from that idea, we have started a social enterprise in the last year. And it's been a really cool opportunity because the women that have been in program have been giving input into how we've done our designs and in some of the actual work we've been doing. And from that social enterprise, humble beginnings, what we're taking away from that is we're building into a whole business plan, so that by the time a woman graduates, she will actually have some marketable job skills. And with our social enterprise as well, there's a few opportunities. So one of them not only is the job skills, but it's a chance to build into her own personal scholarship through our micro enterprise. And so we have a really cool opportunity right now. One of our participants is an avid knitter. She said it has saved her life, knitting, keeping her hands busy. And so she's selling the blankets that she's making. Next step is purchase the material and purchases them from her. And then she has this money tucked away for her scholarship. So that by the time she graduates, she'll be able to, pay for a good chunk of her schooling if that's her goal at that time. We're also 10% of all of our profit from our social enterprise is going into a scholarship fund, so that each woman has the same opportunity to attend post-secondary if that's what she chooses.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What I love about Next Step is that we get to see God do crazy miracles. He gets to just bring hope to really dark places and bring healing. And just bring his love to people who need it.
It has been an amazing community to be a part of. The richness of hearts in the community that say we're here to serve and love. And I think probably one of my favorite things is the desire to walk alongside women. There's a real sense of empowering women and acknowledging their God-given dignity.
I love that we get to just take time, have coffee, and celebrate where God's brought us. Like,
Yeah.
look at, like, 10 years, guys.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy to think about, and it's so much. My heart just fills. I'm so grateful, and looking back and seeing God's faithfulness over and over and over again.
Even I can see that.
See?
Thank you for joining us in our
Yeah,
celebration.
thank you guys. I just want to say thank you to you guys. This has been a
And you as well.
crazy journey.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, and we are all grateful to God.
Amen.
He is the one who holds us up.
Happy 10th